Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and I wish you a very prosperous happy new year and a belated Merry Christmas. So today's video is going to be based upon all the plants and some other things which I had bought from IKEA, which is in Hyderabad. So there are a few things which I want to show you. Now I don't live in Hyderabad, I live in Bhubaneswar. So I could not buy a lot of plants, so I bought three of them. This is the first plant. It is a peace lily. You, Now I have a detailed video on peace lily care, so you can go and check that video out. So the peace lilies which I showed you in that video had died, so I bought this one. Those were variegated. This is a plain old peace lily. This is the normal version. The one which I showed you in my video were in fact variegated. A tip I would like to give you that when these outlets, yes, I wanted to give you an advice that when a peace lily grows these small plants, you should not separate them, but you should rather let your plant grow bigger and much bigger until you can propagate it. And that is how I killed my plant. So the cost I will be telling them to you. The peace lilies cost was 169, and it is planted in a plastic pot. I will change it. And then it is planted in a potting mix which is soilless, not the one that contains soil. And as you can see, the way home, in the way it got a little bit stressed, that's why you can see this flower is as such. Otherwise the other two flowers are good and healthy. I can see some buds, and even the packing of the plant was very nice. They came in polythenes, like I do not mean polythenes, but they were packed in plastics which you get usually in orchids. Now while talking of orchids, they did even have phalaenopsis orchids, and there was a large one which was very beautiful and it has even more beautiful flowers, but I sadly could not buy that. And the reason is, while going to the airport and going in the plane, I could not have brought it easily because the spike was 3 feet long. It was indeed a very beautiful orchid. It was plain white, but it had very dark and burgundy purplish kind of patches, and it looked absolutely stunning. So this is my peace lily. Now a good tip I would like to give you, that your peace lily is soil should be moist, but you should not let it dry out. Now once the leaves start drooping, you should water it straight away. So that is another tip of advice. Now moving on to our next plant is an Anthurium. Yes, there were many kinds of plants, not only peace lilies and orchids, but there were even Anthuriums. Some there were windmill palms, there were areca palms, and there were many more plants. So you can see that its new leaves are a bit in bad condition. That is due to the transport. Otherwise the plant looks healthy. There were two colors of Anthuriums over there. There was a red color one and a pinkish one, like here. It has a little tinge of green as well, as you can see here. I like the pink one because it was much more bigger, and the red ones were very small. I mean, they were not too tiny, but they were much smaller in compared to this one. Again, the price was 359, and it came in that plant bag. I mean, what do you say, those which surround the plant from and prevent the plant from getting your leaves damaged. Again, it has many outlets. I will not propagate it now. And in that plastic bag in which it was, some molding was occurring, and now now it is fine. And let the soil mixture in which it was planted is plain coco peat, and it is planted in a plastic pot. It has very huge leaves. Now I have never cared for anthurium, but I know how to take care of it. And I have never owned one before, so this is my first anthurium. I hope that it does well. Now moving on to our last plant is Philodendron Xanadu. I guess this is a dwarf variety because usually Philodendron Xanadus are much bigger and people mistake it for Monstera. Now before going into this plant, let me just say you something. So this is a Monstera deliciosa, which is the split leaf one, and now this is a true Monstera. Now that was a Philodendron Xanadu. Now you might see that this does not have the splitting, but as time goes by it will have splitting on its own when it will mature. And for now I have been growing it in water so it can grow some more roots. And as we are here, let's say hi to Scorpius. This is my betta fish, and so this is doing fine. And let's move back to our Philodendron Xanadu. Yes, it was again in one of those plastic bags, and it has in fact two plant lids, and it is growing nicely. You can see that there are two plants in there. But the downside on this plant was that it was planted in plain soil, so I don't know what kind, but it was really heavy. Again, its price was 199. So that's all of my plants which I got for IKEA. Now let me show you some of the things which I got from there as well. Now while being at IKEA, I purchased one of these galvanized containers. This is a small one. It was perfect for the variegated marble money plant, not necessarily marble money plant and joy which I have. It was a white marble money plant, and it was perfect for it because it was planted in a small pot. And moving on to our next thing which I bought is this set of 12 different colored felt tip pens. These are good for calligraphy. Now you cannot keep it in this case. I'm going to keep them in some other place, not in this one. Their product name is Mala, which is quite different. Then I got this two-sided photo frame. The frame is made up of plastic, and the glass, it does not have glass, it is a kind of plastic, and you can remove it from above. Now this has a plastic layer which makes it like not clear. It is quite unclear now. If you remove that layer, then it will look completely clear. Now this was a product which I wanted to show you all. Now with that being said, I hope you like this video. If you like it, then do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until then, goodbye.